Daniel, the team's heading up to New England. It's traditionally been a very difficult place for New York to get results over the years. You're going with half a starting lineup. Talk to us about your state of mind, the team's state of mind going into this game.
Yeah, I think the team's really excited. We have a big opportunity because we haven't performed well at Gillette, I think. We've gotten, I think, one result back in 2022. Got a win there, but it's definitely a hard place to play with the turf especially. But with guys missing, other guys are ready to step up and take on the responsibility. We have a lot of depth on our team, guys that can play multiple positions and get the job done. So that's really exciting. And for me individually, I haven't got the chance to play at Gillette. Been rostered for the games there, but I'm excited to hopefully touch the field that game.
Thanks, good Anthony.
You're in an interesting position now with so many of the starting guys out. A lot of two players, you must be seeing them that are more in training. Are you giving any advice to those guys, having come up through that system, and hey, here's your chance to break out?
Yeah, for sure. I think guys are going to get an opportunity this weekend to show their value and show what they bring to the team. I think that's been proven throughout the year, but now they have a chance in a starting role, I think, this upcoming weekend because we have guys missing. And it's just to be yourself and play free. Don't stress too much. Do what you do. Everyone's on this team for a reason, and I think the coach trusts a lot of these guys on the squad, and I'm excited to see what some players can do this weekend because we're going to need a big result.
Next, we go to Joe Pantorno on Zoom.
Hey, Daniel, thanks for the time. Just what did you think about seeing Lewis get the call up to the Scottish national team, especially when we've spoken to him throughout the season, he really didn't think he had much of a chance and even went as far as to say that, the Scottish coach doesn't pick guys from MLS. Thanks.
Yeah, super happy for Lewis. He told us pretty late that he got called in. I was buzzing for him. He's deserved it, and I hope he enjoys the opportunity and makes the most of it. He's been a guy that's put his head down and gone to work all of last year to get to where he is right now, and it's really incredible to see his growth and what he's done this season so far, so I wish him all the best, and I know he's going to do great.
Next, we'll go back to Anthony.
So without having Emil in the midfield and also Morgan not being there, your responsibilities, do they kind of double up? Do you have to focus a little bit more on also being a bit more of a playmaker, or are you still just focusing on being that defensive body?
Yeah, I think it's still both. With those guys there and without those guys, I still want to be able to try and elevate my attacking abilities within the squad. We have to big performances now from Wiki Carmona and Dennis this week, and the guys off the bench, that Julian, Corey, those guys as well. Cam Harper, he's probably gonna have to play a role this weekend. Guys that are gonna need to. Kyle Duncan, of course, back in the team. These guys are gonna have to play together, get on the same page. We've been working in training, get everyone acclimated and back in the same spot to how it was the 2 games before. And for me and Frankie, I think it's just continuing to do our job. And it's a little bit more exciting because we don't have guys like Lewis and Emil, so maybe it does give me and Frankie a little bit extra push to want to drive forward and see what we can do.
Next, go to Voss on Zoom.
How's it going, Daniel? Thank you for the time. I just wanted to ask you touched on it briefly, with so many of the leaders, you could say, the captain, Lewis Morgan, and a few others away with national team duty, what have you done on your part to try to make sure that you're always a leader on the field, but just to have that extra initiative to try to get people all together to try to have that good result on the road?
Yeah, definitely. Not having Lewis and Emil, two of the big veteran leader guys that raise the level in training every day, guys like myself, Frankie, Sean, Ryan, need to speak up and keep the level high at training and not let anything fall off. We've had some second team players and some the younger guys come up to training to fill the void, and they've done great this week and have really stepped and take initiative and wanting to be in the training and continuing to want to learn, and that's really exciting to see. And it's important that, for myself, I take a big leadership role this weekend, and I've done that in training so far this week, I think. And it's really important because we have to keep the environment high, or it's not going to set us up well for the match.
Everyone, we have time for 2 more questions with Daniel. First, we'll go to Gary on Zoom.
Hey Daniel, how you doing? You talk about your teammates and what you came to expect. You worked on training, becoming a leader, sort of a leader and all. But let's talk about the other guys that you're going to be facing up in New England. You faced them before. What is the one thing, or maybe a couple of things that you see that you've been able to try to avoid the pitfalls? And despite the fact that they're in last place, they're a very good side. What are you looking forward to? Is try to get something that's very difficult to do and get points over at Gillette Stadium.
Yeah, we know they're a really good side. We had a great match against them at home, but they were still a tough opponent, and they had some moments where they broke us down. Carlos Heel, he's likes to float in those wide areas and overload, and that's where it kind of brings our system a little bit of trouble, and it just needs to be really clear communication and really good shifting from our back line to prevent any openings or anything where he has time to create, because if you give those time and space to those players, they'll be able to create and cause havoc. So that's something that we've been working on, and I'm excited to see if we can win this match and beat them twice this year so far.